How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of King's Tales, the podcast series where we help you transform trauma into triumph. Today, I got a very special guest with me. He has over 110,000 followers across all social media platforms. He's doing a lot of great stuff in the content creation space. And without further ado, allow him the opportunity to introduce himself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jabari Thompson, aka Jabari 2.0, and I'm honored to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm so glad that we were able to connect at CultureCon and get the opportunity to actually do this interview because
absolutely.
The very brief conversation that we had at CultureCon, I was like, oh, yeah, he would be perfect.
I was honored to even be asked. This is like my first ever like podcast or like in-person interview. So like I was honored, especially another Black creative, especially that was my first year at CultureCon. So it was like just a culmination of first and like a beautiful like
environment.
Yeah, just a beautiful environment and that birthed so many different opportunities like this. So
yes,
beautiful.
Yes. So we're definitely honored to have you, and I'm super excited to get started. But before we do, of course, we always got to ask some icebreaker questions.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, obviously, being in the content creation space, if you ever got the chance to star in a TV show, which one would it be and why?
Oh my gosh. Okay, it would have to be something with like superpowers or something like that.
Okay.
Because I would like. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan.
Get out.
Yeah,
Stop.
I am Harry Potter. Are you kidding me? My cousin Cachet, literally, she put me on. I like went at a young age. So, and even that, just Power Rangers, this and that and this. So it would have to be something with like Power Rangers. I loved oh my gosh, what was the show with China McClain when she was?
Oh my gosh.
What was it?
I almost said Ant Farm, but that's definitely
not no, it was. But just any type of a show with powers like that, but I also loved Lovecraft Country. I would have loved to have been in Lovecraft Country, especially with my whole like vintage, preppy, like 50s, 60s, 70s vibe. Like I would have loved to do that, or even like Welcome to Derry or something that I'm watching now.
Oh man.
The story, besides the horror, the story
is amazing.
That is beyond. The cast is beautiful. So I would have loved to, or would love to star in something like that. And I did act in my earlier days, so I would love to get into something like that in the future.
Ooh, future acting gig on the way?
Absolutely.
Maybe. So what do you prefer better? Are you more like on the phone talking type of person, or do you prefer texting? Because they always say that Gen Z is like huge texters, and I'm like, no, I'd rather talk on the phone.
I don't know. I think there's like pros and cons to both. Mm-hmm. I think like on the phone or like FaceTime, you can definitely hear like a tone of voice and things like that. Mm-hmm. And I prefer that a little bit better than texting because I think I feel like I'm the only person that's still using like emojis and stuff. So like I feel so corny when I'm using an emoji, or like if someone's typing in like all lowercase, I'm like, do they even want to speak to me or this and that? So I just think like there's so much thinking that goes around texting. Mm-hmm. But I think it also depends on the person.
Oh, yeah.
Do I really want to be on the phone with this person, yapping with them, or, we can keep it in text. So I feel like it's pros and cons to both, but probably on the phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
And even then it's a little asterisk because it depends on who you're talking to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I got you. Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense. Now, obviously, you've been doing content creation for a while now. What's probably one of the biggest risks that you've taken in your journey?
The biggest risk? I don't know if I've taken any risk. I think the one that I was about to take, and then I just think about when I was in my senior year of high school looking at colleges and stuff. My father, he took me on like HBCU college tours with this program called Caring for Young Minds. So I've been going on HBCU college tours. I've known about college since I was like 5 years old. So when I get to 2019, I'm graduating. I was like, actually, I don't think I'm going to go to college. I'm going to do influencing and content creation. My mom's like, the hell you are. So she was like, like, what is that? Do you have a 401k, this and that and this? And what's it called? I think taking the risk of just continuing to like do something that is a passion of mine.
Yes.
And just kind of meeting her in the middle where I kind of formed my passion into like a major, or just, connected the two, especially with Black representation. Like, I love my mother, Tracy Thompson. Thank you so much. What's it called? I think of just the risk of continuing doing a passion because it's kind of hard following through with something, especially if it's not like an immediate return. I think at that time I wasn't doing a lot of paid gigs and a lot of paid collaborations and things like that. But just kind of seeing it for myself. So just the consistency, I guess. But I was bringing my mom up because she helped me find, or, was a parent that was actually interested in a passion and, having that be followed through. Instead of just being like, okay, you're good at math and you're good at science, but you're also artistic. So you're going to be an engineer. Like, you know how Black parents are. And it really is like, the best interest for us and success and things like that. But she was like, who do you look up to? And I looked up to Terrace J from 106 in Park. I looked up to the father on Blackish, Dre. He his character, he like worked at an advertising agency. So I was like, thank God that I had Black male representation in this field to be like, okay, this is called journalism or this is called marketing. So then that kind of helped me meld it into a major or just something to actually study and form into a career. So I have the education behind the camera and in front of the camera. But I guess the risk is just continuing, I guess, because a lot of people don't, or a lot of people wait until it's a perfect opportunity and things like that. But yeah, I feel like the risk is just continuing.
Okay. I like that. And you had brought something up that I kind of wanted to address. So obviously intersectionality is a thing.
Yeah.
Not only we're Black men.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
It can be a little bit challenging, especially like when we're trying to go against something that's unconventional, especially like for our parents. Like I remember when I told my mom, I was like, I'm kind of taking a break from school right after I got my bachelor's degree, and I'm going to start podcasting. And she's like, how's that going to make you money?
Right.
And so like when it comes to that, like going against the norm, especially when there's already a lot of expectations that are placed on us as Black men, like how were you able to be like firmly rooted and convinced that this is something that I want to do for the rest of my life?
I think of like two things. Or maybe just the one. I guess like I had such a beautiful upbringing. Thank you to my parents. Of like being involved in so many different organizations as a young Black man, where I was a part of a program called Embody, a program called Embody. I was in a Botillion Cotillion with the Delta chapter that was in like Baltimore County. Praise, and all of them were like teaching young Black men not manners, but like how to tie a tie, what to do when stopped by the police, and public speaking, and how to present yourself, and then also things to be different. So even Praise was like the Paul Robeson Academy. I don't remember the rest of the acronym, but Paul Robeson was like he was just great in a lot of different aspects. He was like a Renaissance man. So having that type of representation so early on, he was like really well known in sports, really well known in science and music and art. So I was like, it is possible for me. And my parents instilled that in me as well. So even when I was in like middle school, I went to a private middle school, St. Paul's, on a math and science scholarship, which was beautiful. But then I'm like, acting, what is this? And I was in stage crew, and then I started actually acting on stage and things like that. But even just having my parents support with that and my family support. But I'm trying to think of what else. What was the question again? I'm so sorry.
So dealing with a lot of the I guess the societal norms with being a Black man and going against the norm.
I guess literally just the representation, like seeing that it was possible. Even my first cousin is A$AP Ferg. So even
I remember you told me that.
Yeah, I was about to say, even him being representation, and that his whole story of him. I remember him texting us like. He went to a art school where he was doing art and writing poetry and things like that, which we knew of. But then he texted us, I don't remember what year, but he was like, yeah, I'm in the studio with Drake and this and that. And we were like, some of the family was like, yeah, okay. But then work came out and this and that. So then everybody was like, oh, okay, you're really making it. So I just think I had a lot of beautiful representation in my family of artists. And like his father was an artist. He was an entrepreneur, and my father being an entrepreneur. And yeah, I just think representation is like why I'm here, like who I am today. And then even that's why I present myself the way that I do, because I want to be representation for other younger black men that want to, be artistic in their perspective things and just passionate about what they do. So
Right.
yeah.
You know, that's a great answer.
Thank
And
you.
I think one thing that I'm learning too, like as I continue to take my journey, is you don't have to wait until you get to the top to start helping other people around you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So like it's almost like it's great to have that solid foundation of and a support system that believes in your vision, because
Yeah.
a lot of the times, like you mentioned earlier before, like we started recording, sometimes you can find yourself in a place where like I don't know if I want to start yet, or if I do start, like it's not going to be
Yeah.
like suitable for, or you think it's not going to be the perfect moment,
Mm-hmm.
when actually you just got to do it. Like it's not.
No, truly. Yeah, I mean, and then also just like following a passion. Like I remember like I think the earliest type of content that I was doing before I even started modeling, or like the whole like content creation journey, was I was like recording, like my dad or like my mom would take me to like DCLR, like whatever, to like get like new sneakers or like whatever, and I would record like videos, like pick like Jabari's like recent pickups or whatever, and
Mhm.
like I would just record them on my laptop of like, oh, I just got these, and I wouldn't even post them, but I just would be like, oh, I just got these sneakers, and like this is how I would style them, and like that's been a passion of mine,
Mhm.
of like just fashion, or like documenting certain things in like an artistic way, of like outfit of the days, or like how I would style stuff, like haul videos, just like early days of like YouTube and
Yes.
just content creation. We didn't really call it that at the time, but um having like, it's a passion of mine, and I've been blessed to monetize it and all of those beautiful things and collaborate with brands, and it's a business now and all of that. But I think like just have some type of passion behind whatever you're doing will take you through so many different things. Like even these hard times, like we were talking about earlier, it being a business, and it can be busy at times, and you might not be able to uh not necessarily push your voice through, but always have your, not necessarily creative vision, but some of it not isn't always originally yourself. Sometimes it is scripted, or sometimes it is like it's collaboratively scripted, where it is an advertisement or things like that.
Oh
But I
yeah.
think like as long as you make the time to create what you want to create, I think it's a healthy balance, especially within like content creation, or monetizing anything, like even with music or podcasting, like you have to do your sponsors, things like that. So I just think like the passion behind it is definitely what drives you. Yeah.
100%. I definitely agree. And I feel like sometimes too, like when you're focused on the passion, you kind of like put the profit to the side,
Oh
because
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm still like, yeah, my car insurance is due, and this and that and this, and I gotta make do. And we can get into that, but like, I still have a part time job, and still looking for employment and all the things, and it's like I have these followers and all these, not necessarily accolades, but like my portfolio is pretty nice, but it's like, I mean, we'll get into it, but just like I have my degree, I still want to work and use my degree, and there's so many different goals that I still would like to reach, but
Mhm.
like you said, it's never too early to help or to inspire or to like chase your own dream while you are living in this world where you do have to make ends meet and all of those things. But it's just truly like finding that middle ground of like just finding that happiness in your routine, romanticizing the process and all of that. Yeah.
100%. Yes. And it's actually so funny that you're bringing that up, because I was interviewing another creative earlier this month, and he's like huge on photography. And he's like, yeah, I feel like people have this illusion, especially because of social media, that
Yeah.
oh, they have all these followers, so they don't have to work. And I'm so glad that you brought that up, because
Yes.
the 9 to 5
What?
life before the 5 to 9 is so real.
What?
It's so real.
Like when I tell you, I'm still looking for my 9 to 5, literally right now. So I graduated from Morgan State University 2023 with my bachelor's in, thank you, in strategic communication. So social media marketing, advertising, journalism, and PR. Because I was like,
Oof.
I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but digital marketing was kind of like the core of it, because I was like modeling and doing content creation at the time. So I was like, I would love to work in that space. And even now, when I went to CultureCon, I was like, this is my time to approach an opportunity like this. So I had my digital business card, I had my resume, my portfolio, all of this like lined up. But I guess like my little like short story was like when I graduated, I thought all these doors were gonna open up. My parents were like, you're getting this piece of paper so that you can get a job easier, and this and that and this. And I'm like, the doors are jammed. Like the doors are jammed. So I was like, okay, I thought I did everything that a grad or nearing graduation was supposed to do to acquire a job. I was networking. I made the connections at the school. I did the paid internship with the advertising agency when I graduated. And all of these were beautiful experiences, and the resume was good, and I had the experience, the real world experience, all these different things. I graduated. It was really slow as far as like me applying to the jobs and also not knowing exactly what the titles were, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started doing freelance work because I still have car insurance and I still want to have fun and go out with my friends and do things like that. So I was still being able to monetize my content at the time, but it was, not as consistent as it is now with management, because even then I was still managing myself as a creative. Like years ago, me and my mom and my cousin Cachet, we made a email, Jabari Team Management, where it's like me and my mom answering emails. And like my mom, she's a paralegal, so she was like reading all my contracts, making sure she was, I wasn't signing my life away to anything. And like ever since then, I've been reaching out to brands, doing my own pitching and, negotiating and all that stuff. Making my own brand kits or media kits and all that stuff to present to brands. So I had the content creation kind of on track, but then I was like, I still want to use my degree because I do have I melded the passion with the degree. So I'm like, I still would love to work at an entry-level job at like an advertising, marketing, creative agency. So anyway, was not getting a job in that summertime. So then in the fall, I started doing freelance marketing work for local Baltimore businesses. So shout out to Marisol Johnson State Farm Insurance for giving me my first like real job. Because I started modeling when I was 16, so I didn't really have a job, like a service job or anything like that. Like I was volunteering at the library before I was doing that, so I didn't even have any like service experience or like answering the phones, things like that. So I was doing freelance social media marketing work and photography and doing all that stuff for like a year. I got an opportunity to work at to do like BET weekend, which was like beautiful. And then even then, shout out to Erica Knox. She was the Mrs. when I was a freshman at Morgan. So her story was like my inspiration, where I was like, oh, you worked for BET, and she's a Capricorn. We have the same major. She worked at BET. So I'm like, I'm going to work at BET. And it was that opportunity where it became full time. So I was like, I'm going to get this. And it was like the summer of the next year. Or like the top of, I just remember it was like around like July or something like that. I went there, I did the whole weekend, I networked my off, and I met the head of PR, and I met the head of da-da-da. And they were like, yeah, we're actually firing people at the moment. And I was like, love that. Exactly why I came. Lovely. So even, taking that opportunity for what it was and still, adding it to my resume and pushing on. I quit Marisol Johnson State Farm Insurance. I mean, I quit that part-time job, which was still a beautiful experience, but I definitely just wanted something different. I just was like, I love the experience, but I wanted to work more in my field. So I quit that opportunity, and then it was another season of applying and looking for jobs, and like I just kept getting closer to the actual title, like account executive, account coordinator, or like social media marketing, like what exactly the role or like roles or titles to like actually look for.
Yes.
So went through that summer season or whatever. And then even in the fall, I was like, we got to do something. Even having those hard conversations with my parents, like, you got to do something. And I was like, I'm actively applying. The job market is very crazy right now, as you guys may know. So I'm just like, I'm experiencing that as well. Even as a creative that is posting all the time and smiling and, just being optimistic about the situation, which I love that lifestyle and wellness is a part of my content, because I do want to be as real as possible and reflect the times and be like, I'm experiencing what you guys are experiencing as well, even though it may look nice and I have clear skin and this and that. It's like, I'm still stressed. Literally. So anyway, what was it? So I started working at Amazon part-time, Flex, shout out to all my Flex associates and the full-time workers at Amazon. Literally, it wasn't even a hard job, but it just was like humbling, and not humbling in the way of just like I was like turning my nose up to it, but I just was like, I have my college degree and I thought that I was going to be able to be, a receptionist or this and that. I was just like, I wasn't getting answers from anyone, from hotels to like receptionist work to just any type of thing, whereas it was like kind of corporate or, and I had like some interviews for like news stations and things like that, but nothing was like, or just giving me any results. So I started doing that, and I was a flex associate, blah, blah, blah. And then around that same time, so many other opportunities came. So I started working for Carrington, this fashion brand development agency. Tiff. So she's amazing. Started working with her, doing like content and marketing for her. Check that page out; it's beautiful. And then in our work, we're amazing. And I also got signed to a representation agency. So that was another like next level in content creation. Not necessarily corporate, but just the road of like using my degree. I think I still am using my degree, obviously, for myself, because that was another issue that I was thinking that I was having is most of my experience is myself. Like I work with YSL or I work with Polo and I work with Kiehl's or whoever, but it's like, it's myself. So I don't know if it was like, well, maybe he's just getting this job because he's handsome, or maybe he's just getting this job because, he looks a certain way, or he has this platform. But I was like, I have strategy behind it. So going all the way to CultureCon, I was like, I have to take I have to be as strategic as possible, or just make it so meaningful or so purposeful. So, and it was just so beautiful to see all of that play out. And I know I'm yapping, but
oh no, you're fine.
Okay, so literally, what's it called? Like literally, this whole year has been like so beautiful. Even me being able to speak about it on a podcast. Hello, what's it called? Me and my friends, Aaron, Grace, Jason, Kalia, my tribe, my community. I love you guys so much. What's it called? We all were like, we are the creatives, and we because that all over the place. Mr. ADHD. We're all Baltimore County creatives. We all grew up together one way or another, and actor, stylist, creative director, content creator, model. So we were all like, we have these talents, and we want to use them. So we were like, let's get the band together.
Yep.
So we attended Envision Fest. Beautiful opportunity. So we got to sit in the panels, do activations, and we took over Envision Fest. When I tell you, we got the press, we got our interviews and our outfit fit checks and all of this. And then that turned into me getting invited to CultureCon. I was like blown away by that, because we were already planning on getting a group ticket and all that stuff. We were like, okay, we all gonna go in and get our ticket. We're gonna stay with our friend. I'm in New York, and we're gonna go and just network and, just do our stuff like as creatives do. And I got invited, and I was like, are you kidding me? So I took that opportunity, but I was going to be so strategic, especially because they had the job fair, or they had the career fair. Yes. And I was like, this is my moment.
I'm so mad I missed that.
Oh, when I tell you, I was so excited. 160 over 90. I was telling my mom, I was like, I cried. I still have the video on my phone. I was like, I have to record this just so that I have it. But what's it called? I was like, I have to make sure I polish my resume. I hit up everybody in my network to polish my resume and make a creative portfolio, because that was another thing. I was like, if people could just see the work that I'm doing, or see my face, or see what is on my resume, since it's marketing and visual. Yeah. I was like, maybe that'll just give them a push to be like, okay, let's give them an opportunity, instead of it just being kind of black and white. Right. So I polished all of that and made a digital business card so that it was easy to network. But another really funny thing is that I wanted to do something really strategic, because I never put on social media, kind of out of pride, but also out of just kind of not thinking that it would amount to anything, was putting on social media. I have this platform. I need a job. I didn't want to be like, hey guys, I need a job, but I wanted to put it in some type of creative way, along with I'm going to be networking with a lot of people at CultureCon. So I was like, have you ever seen Legally Blonde?
The movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like when, so whatchamacallit, Elle Woods, she did like her admissions tape to Harvard or whatever. She was like, "Hi, my name is Elle Woods, and here's why you guys should accept me into this school." So I made a video, being like, "Hi, I know your marketing or creative agency is hiring, and like, hi, I'm Jabari Thompson. This is why you should hire me." So I made that video, and I didn't get to post it till after. But besides that, I was just like networking my ass off. And then also another thing that I did that was so strategic and really, really cool that I'm still impressed by, but also just like I was so happy that I did it was the marketing mind just kind of turned on. I saw that CultureCon was posting a lot of other people's original content.
Yeah.
Relatable content, speaking about opportunities or just speaking about emotions and things like that. And I've had a history of those type of relatable videos doing well, like, the shareability and all that stuff. So I was like, I want to make a relatable video about me and all the other people that are going to take advantage of this event and just take advantage of the opportunity and that moment when you finally get the opportunity you've been waiting for. So like me and my friends, I was like shooting headshots with Aaron and Grace, and then they helped me like film, like, shaking your hand, and then it's like when you finally get the opportunity, thanking God.
I remember seeing that. I was like, wait.
Literally. So I was like trying to just manifest that opportunity before I even got there. And then I tagged CultureCon as like a collaborator, being like, hopefully they repost this. They reposted it the morning of like the same day where they posted.
And it went like super viral, guys.
It
was crazy.
But I just knew that there were more people like me from Baltimore, from Wisconsin, from wherever that isn't a major city, which is another, not struggle, but just another connection that me and a lot of other people have, is that we're not from New York, we're not from LA, where we're not as easily accessible to these creative communities and things that, can help us. So it has to come from within, and, forming your own creative communities, and social media is such a blessing.
Yeah.
But it was just so cool for that video about me manifesting this opportunity to be posted right next to them saying what you need for the career lounge and this and that and this. So I was like, something is cooking.
Yes.
So it was just like so beautiful for that opportunity to happen. And then for us to meet, and like, when I tell you networking my off, like, when I'm in a room, I am shaking hands. I'm knowing who's working with who, and I just like did my research. So it was just a beautiful opportunity and just a beautiful like journey that I've been on. And just thank you to everybody that has been in my corner and so like supporting me. Like I would be nothing without my team and my we call ourselves the concept room. I
love this.
I made that the group chat name for like all of us, just because I was like, we're all creators. We all help each other with our ideas, and like we have content days. Me and my friend Grace, we have our content days and we help each other shoot content, and literally just the concept room. So please look out for the concept room, whatever we're cooking, whatever we're doing, and then even meeting other friends through CultureCon and New York Fashion Week and all that. We were really like, we want to just create a creative community for the other people that aren't solely in New York and we met other DMV baddies and girls that the dolls are working, like people, like it's just creativity everywhere. So it was just such a blessing to have the year that I've had.
Yeah.
It's definitely had its ups and downs, like beyond, but yeah, it's been so beyond beautiful to be even speaking about it. So
yeah. Wow, that's crazy. And thanks for sharing that, because like,
of course
I think like you can appreciate it now after having gone through all that stuff. Like I literally, as you were talking, like the scripture like popped in my mind, Galatians 6:9, like, do not grow weary in well doing, for you shall reap if you faint not. Like, amen. Literally you went through the ringer and
like beyond and so many other things that we don't have time for, but like relationships and this and that, just so many other layers, and then just mental stuff, just like dealing with depression and dealing with just seasons, and just even knowing that it's a season can give you that light at the end of the tunnel and the optimism of being like, just give yourself the grace, like truly, like that's what we literally say to each other all the time, is that if you're feeling this way, acknowledge that you're feeling this way and sit in that and know that it's okay. Yeah. and we're here to get you out of it. But just feel how you feel, and just know that it is a season. So even in this quarter where I'm doing a lot of corporate work, or I'm feeling down sometimes, or things like that, it's like, know that it's a season, and like prepare for the future and all this stuff. Like, I dislocated my knee, sprained my ankle earlier this year. Like, it was crazy. I was out of commission for like 2 months. It was in the club. Go to that story time on my Instagram. But like, beyond, it's beyond, but it's beyond a blessing. Absolutely.
Wow. I love that. I love to hear that. And you're really like, this is encouragement for me, because sometimes like I don't know about you, but I'm like extremely left brained. So like I'm over analyzing everything. I'm like, am I doing enough? And then, or I'll record content. I'm like, should I really post this? I don't think it's going to be receptive.
That's literally what I do. And then my friends are literally like, post it. Like, are you kidding me? Like, shout out to JP. He's like, post the content. Like, are you kidding me? Post the content. So yeah, it's like, just don't be afraid to fail and all that jazz. But like, truly post it. Like, and then archive it later, do whatever. But like, it adds to the growth. It adds to the portfolio. Like, you have to see what performs well and do all that. Like, you are your own case study, and just, experiment. Like, I love the, like, not trend, but I love that everybody's saying like, don't take social media too seriously, or everybody's taking social media so seriously.
Yeah, for real.
TikTok is literally a bunch of people just yapping, and now they're monetizing it and all of this stuff. Not all of it is positive and optimistic and all those things, but I say that to say, you can kind of take any type of like lane, or there is a niche for everyone, or it's like, don't even choose a niche. Like, I know people ask me, and I'm like, do what you want to do anything. Your community is going to find you, truly. Like, your community is going to find you.
I definitely agree. You just got to do it. And
truly,
it's going to suck sometimes, but like, just put it out there and see what happens. Like, your next opportunity could literally come for your next reel.
You never know. Like, that day that I posted that, like, was like a resume video. I got like 2 opportunities from that, or like 2 people being like, oh my gosh, I think, this opportunity might fit you, or like, you should connect with this person. And I was like,
okay.
This is what it was for. I'm like, I'm so happy that you guys received this. So yeah, just post that content, please.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's dope. So, we've talked about lifestyle and wellness, but your bread and butter for referral is fashion. So
you think so? I wish that it was. I feel like it's literally my agent. Thank you to House. Thank you, Zora. She literally is like beauty, like skincare, the hair care. Like, people love that. Mind you, my first million viewed video is me picking my hair out and like washing my hair, doing whatever. But thank you for saying that. But continue with your questions.
Yeah. No, for real, because like, I know y'all can't see the full fit, but like, Jabari's swaggy. And like, when I first met him at CultureCon, like the fit you had on then too, I was like,
thank you. Styled by Kalisha Reese.
It's amazing how like you can almost, it's your identifying factor. Like, people will be able to know like, okay, when they see Jabari and his vintage 50s, 60s styles fit, they're like, oh, that's Jabari 2.0. I know it. So like, what kind of process goes behind like creating a fit for whether it's the occasion, a regular day, or you going out like with your friends? Like, how do you compose something?
Okay, so like me, I like, if it's not like an occasion, or like, social media is not necessarily so fake, but like, if I'm doing like an outfit of the day, or like if I'm filming a fashion video, I'm in that outfit and then I'm taking it off and getting in bed and editing the video sometimes. But I think what goes behind like creating a look for like a shoot, or any type of content, Pinterest is my best friend. I like formed a board of just like inspiration, whether it's like Black history, whether it's like military mixed with the vintage, mixed with the streetwear, like classy streetwear. I loved like that classifying like niche of like wearing a suit with the sneakers and things like that. So loved blending all those things together. What is it? Not necessarily picking like a color palette and things like that, but just having some type of like board that you can pull from. So like, I'm pulling the colors from this, or I'm pulling the silhouettes from this. Like, I love layering. I love the fall for that. Like, the summertime, t-shirt and shorts or just like t-shirt and jeans. Like
Right.
it's gonna just be on repeat for that. But I've definitely been finding my personal style, and I think that it's always been that because I um attended, thanks to my parents, that like was like dressing me up on Sundays and like all of that, like just that routine. But going to a private school and then having like dress down days where we like once a month we were able to kind of like dress like, so I was like, this is my time to shine. And I remember one time, oh my gosh, it wasn't embarrassing, but what is it, the Chris Brown Loyal video just came out. I was in my Timbs, in my black jeans, and my flannel tied around my waist with my leather jacket at that private school. It was like, I'm sorry. What? So anyway, just been expressing myself. But I think now I want to tell a story or a concept. And I love even video games for that. Like, I love this game called Bully. And it used to be on like the Xbox like 2 years ago.
I remember that.
And oh my gosh. And then I'm so glad I'm on the platform to say this. Gossip Girl, like the new Gossip Girl was just black women and just black people being integrated in that. I just love the classy streetwear and like the preppy mixed with just like, I just love like preppy, if you can't tell.
Yeah.
But what's it called? Tom Brown being a huge inspiration, and oh my gosh, Janelle Monáe, Outkast, like they inspire me so much. And I love that it's so much black history behind it and it's so much storytelling behind it. So I think that's a major factor in the way that I choose how I style things now. And then it's also collaborative. Like, once again, shout out to Kalia Sharice. Like, she tells stories, and so many of my other photography friends, Alexis, like, love you, Lex. I just get inspiration from my friends, and I think like, don't be afraid to go out of your norm. I think like, I love preppy stuff, but like, I love like Diesel, I love the Boy Crazy, and like so many different brands that are kind of edgy and things like that. Where it's like, I think modeling is my lane where I can kind of do anything that I want, and then like the classic Jabari 2.0 silhouette is something tailored, something with a collar, and I think that's one thing that I could like, I guess, give advice to is like, find staples in your wardrobe or staples that you would like to not necessarily be known for, but like silhouettes and stuff. So like, I love having a collar. I love bigger pants. I love accessorizing with hats and things like that, or like a fro and things like that. So like, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you essentially find a concept and customize it and make it your own.
No, absolutely. What's it called? I did this tie look with one of my friends, Abby. Shout out to Abby Lee. Love you down. Literally, she's like, hey, I'm available for, this Sunday. Like, let's shoot. I made a Tom Brown inspired like tie look where I like pin these ties to the side and like made a whole like skirt out of like 2 shirts, and like it was so interesting. But I just love literally just experimenting when I can. But yeah, definitely just so many different inspirations. But I just love conceptualizing a look, or just conceptualizing like a story, and then having characters in that story. Even what I was saying with the game Bully. Yeah. You had the jocks, you had the preps, you had the nerds, you had the whoever, the greasers or whatever. So like, pulling inspiration from each one of those and like mixing them together is very cool.
Yeah, that's crazy that you're able to draw inspiration from clicks and concepts from Pinterest. Literally. And then wow,
absolutely.
Bro, this is
blending it together.
insane. And that's one thing that I've learned too. Like when it comes to separating yourself and like finding something that like works best for you, sometimes the world just needs you to find a niche and solve a problem. Yeah. Like sometimes like people are just like, oh, they overcomplicate stuff. Like for me, especially like I know that Black men especially, we're not talking about our mental health. We don't have access to resources. Please. When resources are available, they're underfunded. Exactly. And 9 times out of 10, we're just suffering in silence. And so like, truly, when you can just be in a place where you can have a platform and talk about stuff. Yeah,
and like be comfortable to like connect with other people and relate to other people and be like, it's not necessarily, it's okay to cry and things like that, but just relate to not a struggle but an experience. Like relate to an experience of of getting help, of not being afraid to get help and things like that. And
Yeah.
once again, thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Aaliyah, for being such a beautiful foundation of a family where it's okay to talk about how you're feeling and things like that. And all the different programs that I was a part of, like, that was just really strongly implemented to not speak up for yourself and things like that, whether it's, you know, in your personal life or in, you know, work and things like that.
That definitely makes sense.
Absolutely.
That makes sense. Thanks again for sharing your experiences, because like
Yeah.
I know sometimes like talking about this kind of stuff, people are like, why would I talk about this? But like you kind of have to.
Oh, absolutely. I think that like I got into like journaling and like speaking to people and like getting into therapy now. And I think even like that's half of the battle is to say it out loud and then be like, it's not even that serious. Or like now that I've spoken it, like I think, like I was saying, Mr. ADHD, when I was in middle school and even through high school, I was learning so many different ways to kind of organize my mind. So I think like that helps a lot of like literally just writing out a list of things that are stressing you or pros and cons and just making some type of action plan. I think like just find what works for you, find the process that works for you in just organizing your mind. And then also take the time away from the stuff. Like even now, like creating content and like being in the house like often, I'm like, Jabari, step outside, take a walk, like do
Touch
something.
grass.
Yeah, literally. And then literally a reel that I made, like I got home from CultureCon, and then even like the crashes of, literally, I was just talking to Grace about this, and just even once again, my creative community is like coming down from a high of New York Fashion Week, of CultureCon, of Envision Fest, where you're like, damn, and I'm back home at my parents' house, 24, about to be 20. It's like, it's like sometimes reality can hit really hard, but I think there's still so many blessings in those like reflection periods.
Yes.
Because it like centers you, like center yourself, you reflect. It's beautiful. So I'm like grateful for the ups and downs, and even when you're in the lows and in the downs, like I'm still just like, thank you, Jesus, for just the experience. Thank you, Jesus, for just
I'm still breathing, I'm still walking, I'm still talking. Like,
because I feel like it's humbling to just be like I always think of it like when I'm sick and like my nose is congested, and even when my nose is not congested, I'm like, oof, one less thing that I'm worrying about. So just being grateful for so many different things. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. That makes sense. And because you mentioned now that you've started your therapy journey, what kind of like led you to finally taking the leap of faith with therapy? Because you know,
I mean some like traumatic family experiences, and then even what's it called? I just wanted to talk about so many other things like relationships. Like I was like dealing with so much in relationships and not wanting to bring those things into new relationships, and like just wanting to talk things out. But also I think now just the guidance, like I felt like I was like, I've been doing what I've been doing for like 2 years, like been on like a track of wellness and like doing your shadow work and reading, you know, what's it called? The 4 Agreements is my screensaver. Like, you know, having those affirmations and things like that.
Yeah.
And still feeling some type of loss or having like the reassurance of like, you are on track. Or so I just was kind of like lost of like, is there something that I'm doing wrong? Or is there something that I can improve on? And I think for me, I'm a Capricorn, January 4th. I feel like, or just even the person that I am, I try to like implement my own therapy, be my own therapist, where I'm like, I'm Mr. Optimism, or I'm Mr. like the person that someone calls to be like, it's okay, you give yourself grace. But I think for me, it's hard to be going through something and then be like, give yourself grace, or, you know, take the time. And then it's like, you still feel that way. Like, even though you are saying it. So I'm like, what is that extra step? So I think therapy was that extra step, and just speaking to people about it and getting help and just being like, you know, just seeking some type of guidance. I think for me, it was guidance and, you know, being like, am I on the right track? Because post-grad is no joke. Post-grad is no joke. for so many different reasons, but definitely just like getting some type of guidance and getting some type of help just mentally can affect like how you just interact with the world and just your appreciation for life, for creativity, for and then the perspective on life and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And I I'll share this because like when I first started doing therapy for myself, like it kind of got to a breaking point. I was like, I don't like feeling this way anymore.
Yeah, like that was my thing. Like I was literally like in a routine of like, oh, that's even what I shared with one of my friends and my therapist. I was just like, the time period of the highs and lows are really close. I think like before it would be like a day or two where I'm like bed rotting or I'm like in my bed feeling this way and things like that. But I feel like now it's weeks or it's like a week or two where I'm like, damn, like I don't really know what I'm doing or like I feel this way. So I think like that was kind of a tell as well of like you definitely like need some help or I mean, yeah, you need some help or just some guidance or just you're like you're saying, thank you for sharing as well, where it's like I'm tired of feeling this way or like the lows are like getting a little bit more drawn out and it's harder to like pick myself up by myself. And then even the speaking to the creative community, even those like I love my once again, I thrive off community. So like having that core group of friends that you can call and your family that you can call, the chosen family that you can call, all of that where it's like, you know, just having that and it not necessarily not being enough at that specific time. It's just like seeking that extra help, literally seeking that extra help. Literally shout out to my mother where it's like when I was in like elementary and middle school, what is it? I had my 504 plan where I was like, I needed my extra time on my test and this and that. So like even just at the beginning, I was like, I'm gonna speak up if I need the extra help or the extra guidance or the, you know, and it's like these resources are here, especially now in a time like you're saying, like where Black men don't have these resources or it's harder to get these resources. What's it call it? The therapists are on wait list because everybody's going through so many different things. So it's just like truly find that creative community, find these pastimes, these healthy habits that you can implement in the meantime. Yeah.
Very well said.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh,
Thank you.
This is great. This has been great. Oh, okay. So now that you are obviously you've went through a slew of different things this year, positive and negative. And now we're gearing up for, you know, we're wrapping up Q4 and we're getting ready for 2026. Obviously, you know, we don't know what 2026 has in store, but what does Jabari have planned that you can share for what you have planned and what's coming up in 2026 for you?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. What's so funny is that my mother, she's also a life coach. Like literally, when I tell you, she's like the not Rosetta Stone. I don't know what the word is, but like jack of all trades when it comes to like wellness and betterment and all of that. So shout out to Tracy Thompson. Love you so much, Mom. So it's like I want to have like a vision board party, and like we have vision board parties and things like that, and like the goal setting, right? Your SMART goals and things like that. So I haven't necessarily started my goal writing, but I know like full-time content creation is coming for Jabari in like 2026, and even what's it called? I don't know. Like I think I want to have a balance of. I don't even want to just think about content even. Like I just feel like I'm so business minded, but just in general, like with my art, with my artistry, I want to have a healthy balance of that because I love doing like creative concept shoots and like short films. I want to get into my acting bag and I want to get into just exploring like DJing is coming for Jabari in 2026. Like I want to get into all of my what is the word? Mediums of art. I just want to explore, like literally use your free will. Literally, if you want to paint. If you want to DJ. Like just using your free will. Success, love, opportunities, for everybody, truly. But I think for me, the goal is to I think the goal is to find the core habits, the core strategies, and all that stuff, just so that, like I was saying, like the highs and lows are very like, not far in between. I guess far in between, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just so that I'm really on a steady flow, because I feel like this year has been the most consistent that I've been, which I'm like so proud of myself to say that. Thank you. So it's like I just want to implement all the things that I've learned, as like anybody would, but just implementing all of the wellness and all of the wisdom and all the things that I've learned this year into the consistent routine, because I've figured out like that's truly what it is. Like looking up to so many of my friends and family that have these like smaller habits that create this like longevity of optimism, of success, and things like that. So like I feel like my word is like what, consistency, or like my word is consistency, longevity, continue like creative expression and all that, because I have so many ideas for content and artistry and collaboration, and yeah, so definitely we'll be getting back to you on that. But yeah, just continued greatness.
I love that. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And self-advocacy, as you mentioned earlier, like
absolutely.
Yo, if no one else is gonna do it, you have to do it for yourself.
Please.
Because
my friend JP say it all the time. He like, if I'm not gonna do it, then who's gonna do it? Somebody got to do it. So
right,
absolutely.
And I'm sure like you've noticed it with your partnerships with the agencies that you work with, the corporations that you work with, and it's so funny because do you follow CJ Shepherd on Instagram?
Yes.
I saw his reel that he put up the other day about the importance of knowing what it is that you stand for, and like not compromising.
Oh my gosh, yes. I was just going to say that. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I got on a platform and didn't say what 2.0 means.
Yes.
Oh
please.
My God. Yes, I was going to say, okay.
That.
Jabari 2.0. So 2.0, I was a STEM kid. I was in Lego Robotics Club. I was in like Math 24 Club. Math 24, it's this card game. It's like 2, 6, 4, and like 7. And you have to get to 24 out of these numbers, add, subtract. Anyway, just a complete like nerd in elementary and middle school. That's how I was getting my little math, science, scholarship, whatever. But I loved, what's it called? Like Cyborg, and I love like Lab Rats and like just all the like nerdy, like just really cool like robotic stuff. What else? So anyway, I was just really a fan of that. And then when you think of 2.0, you think of a better version of whatever that thing was or is. Yeah. So I wanted to put that on my name. I think I did that in high school because I ran for class president, and it was like vote for Jabari 2.0, which was so funny at the time. But 2.0, becoming a better version of yourself every day. And that's another thing, like with modeling, with content creation, with putting yourself out there, it's so easy to look up to people like, oh, you look like Keith Powers. Oh, you look like this person, where it's like, oh, you want to, and then even going to private school. Oh my gosh. Seeing, mixed dudes and be like, oh, I want the curly hair, and like, oh, I literally did an S curl in middle school.
Stop, because let's not get into that because it was a whole thing.
But like, I love having my hair out now, and like picking it out and just like become a better version of yourself every day, and that's implementing the strategies and finding out what you love and I just wanted that to reign true through modeling, through content creation, because it's so easy for you to be like, I want Monet McMichael's success, or I want this, but it's like, what's for you is going to be for you. So I just have been following that for so long, and like ever since high school, and there's so many things I want to do. Oh my gosh, perfect time to, I guess, speak about it. Like 2.0 University, mentorship programs, me starting my own talent management agency with like content creators and just mentoring other fellow creators, or not necessarily mentoring, but one of my goals, and I feel like I should say it here, I guess, but just because I would love to share it, and just, you know, whoever wants to help grant something. But anyway, right. I would love to start in the future, and I can't wait to just screen grab this and put it somewhere. But anyway, 2.0 University, I want to have some type of mentorship program, because I have so many creative friends that are geniuses in their perspective art. Like shout out to Chakai. Thank you so much for even just teaching me everything about cameras during COVID. And shout out to Shannon and Q and Talia. We started a podcast in 2020. We were like, it was called The Link Up, and we literally were like on Zoom recording it and like posting it to YouTube because we were like we're creatives and like we need to come together anyway. But like I wanted it to be like a mentorship program because like Chakai, he knows all about photo video editing and things like that. He has had his own studio and things like that. So it's like he's mentoring anybody that's interested in photography. And then my friend Grace, she's Mrs. Model, Mrs. Legs, Mrs. Face. So it's like she's implementing all the things about modeling and content creation and just all these people that are geniuses in their perspective art, mentoring people and like sharing that love for the art and all of that. So like not necessarily it has to be 2.0 University or whatever, but just I just love that. Like I'm gonna slap that on every 2.0. Like I just love that idea of just wellness, self betterment, and all of that. And just like it being yourself. Like I feel like that's just such a beautiful idea and such a beautiful thing. So yeah, it's 2.0, becoming a better version of yourself every day. So I wanted to have that on my name, have that on all these different things. But just and like you're saying, it's never too early to help. So that's one thing that I definitely want to bring into the next year. But yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited. This is great. I love hearing people talk about their passions because then like it further motivates me because I'm like, oh, this is great. This is great. Truly. We're on the right path.
What you call it? One of your goals that you want to bring into 2026?
So for it's actually so funny that we're actually talking about this because me and Damani were talking about it like last weekend. So we're in the works of finalizing a mental health symposium at the end of January for next year. So I mean, I was going to ask you afterwards, but definitely going to have. I'm definitely going to have you on there.
Honored. Yes.
Yeah, because I have like the whole layout is. I'm not trying not to reveal too much, but
we'll see.
Yeah, but like that's the main focus because I didn't realize the importance of community until I went to CultureCon again this year, and I was like, whoa, okay,
like, it's so powerful, and it takes you through like, excuse me, having that moment, like having that day or two, like that energy and like that motivation can take you through a whole season of like, I can't wait to speak on the next panel next year and like this and that and this. So it's just the inspiration, like it's things like that are so beautiful. So creating a space like that, I commend you. Congratulations in advance for that. So
thank you.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So like I literally like as you just said, like I feel like I was launched out of a cannon and like I have so much like momentum now. And I have to keep myself grounded because if I don't write stuff down, it's just a million things at once, and I'm like. And I get overstimulated and I have to take a nap and I'm like, okay.
No, literally.
Like it gets a little crazy sometimes. Truly. But yeah, that's the main focus for Q1 for the symposium. And there's a couple other different things that I have like on the backwards that we'll definitely talk about after this.
Yeah, but, absolutely.
Yeah, that's the main focus. And I can't wait to share more with you guys and with Jabari because you guys might be seeing them there too.
Yes, like, I'm here.
So, but you've dropped a lot of great gems throughout this interview. And thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, truly.
For making it out today because I mean you didn't have to be here but you showed up and
rep Baltimore County
no for real. Shout out Baltimore because
shout out to the suburbs because people always are like, you're from Baltimore, you don't sound like it, and I'm like, well, from
oh my
Baltimore
gosh
County, it's pretty quiet over there.
You don't sound like it, and then getting labeled as a
Baltimore. Are you kidding me? We two and you and all of that. Yeah. God. It's like,
rap in Baltimore, man. Shoot, man. Before we end this, because you literally just said something that I was, man, growing up, like you sound so proper. You don't sound black, and being labeled as an Oreo, like it would irk me. I'm like, bro, I'm just as black as you. I have Kenyan parents. Like, I'm part of the diaspora, bro. I don't know what you want me to
like. Blackity black. Like, and I like even my mom implementing this thing called like Culture Fest, where it was like there's so many different cultures at this private school. We had Asian, Greek, like just so many different cultures, Caribbean, whatever, and we were like, they're not being highlighted. Like my mom was like, she was the only black parent on a PTA, and like, where are the black teachers? Like I had a black English teacher, a woman black English teacher, and then a black religion teacher. And he was the head of the BAC, the Black Awareness Club.
Wow.
The fact that we have a Black Awareness Club, and that all the different like Baltimore County private schools had, and we used to have like BAC dances and all of that. But anyway, literally just I took it as a compliment.
Sometimes
in
you
a
have
way
to
of like,
reframe the
thank
perspective.
you for literally just like thank you that I just always thought of like I'm representing myself well, but I love having my hair picked out and being a black man and still presenting myself well, because it's like these words and this tone and this well-spokenness and this correct vocabulary and all that stuff, vernacular, whatever, can come from a black person, a black man specifically. So it's, oh my gosh, the quarter zip stuff and this and that and just the suits and all of that. But it's like literally just, regardless of the attire, all of that, it's like these thoughts and this wisdom and this education can come from a black person is something that I stand on heavy, because we are the most, we are everything. We are everything, truly.
And Jabari, listen, we could keep on going.
No,
I'm so pro black and unapologetically black.
I'm saying a whole nother episode.
Yeah, we could really deep dive.
Absolutely.
But again, thank you so much for sharing your experiences, your trials, your tribulations, and your success stories.
Thank you for having me. Truly, it's been an honor, and thank you as well. This has been beautiful.
Absolutely. 2026 is our year. 2026 is our year.
2026 is your year too. Post that content, write that book, start that podcast. Yep. Absolutely. Congratulations to you in advance.
In advance, yes, from the both of us. So
absolutely.
Again, thank you so much, Jabari, and we will see you guys on the next episode.
Peace.